Hello and welcome to Market Savvy Conversations. My name is Megan Walker and our very special guest today is Meg Burridge. Hi Meg, how are you?
Hello Megan, so lovely to be talking to someone back home.
Meg is an Australian who will hear about her story very soon. Meg's a Kajabi coach and a launch strategist. And we're going to be talking about getting started with Kajabi, demystifying some of the tech, a few clever ways to make it work in your favour so that your online course can get into the hands of your students and make a health improvement in their lives. Meg, tell us a bit about yourself. Give us the background. How did you come across Kajabi? Yeah.
Well, let's see. I am a mum of three and I escaped the corporate world back in 2019. I used to work as a management consultant, which was so boring. Sorry to any management consultants out there. But I always wanted to be doing something creative and digital and flexible and on my own terms. So someone introduced me to the world of online courses in 2019, which is really not very long ago. And it's sort of evolved from there into, helping other people launch courses, running my own courses, building website templates. And I just have so much fun with it. This whole world of digital marketing is just so exciting. There's so many great people to meet. I've always been a traveler. So back in 2020, my Dutch husband and I decided to move to the Netherlands. So we're here now. Weather's crappy. And we look forward to one day coming home to Australia, but it's not quite yet.
Fantastic. Wonderful. And so the world of online courses, for people who are new to this space, I'm just trying to remind, my kind of first foray was about 2018, getting into it and doing a course with one of the big course creators and then going, is this going to last? Like there seems to be so many people doing this. Does the world need this many courses? What's your take on the growth that you've seen in this space? And it's a bit hard to ask you a future prediction, but we're certainly running out. We're not running out of steam, are we, Meg? Tell us about the...
Obviously, COVID's been a terrible time, but for the people in the online industry, it's probably just been like the best thing that could have happened to anyone who ran an online business. Because a few years ago, if you took on a coach or you joined a course, you just expected it to be in person, or for that coach to go to the effort of driving to a cafe and meeting you there in person. It was like the idea of meeting someone on Zoom. It's just like, well, it won't be as good if it's virtual.
Yeah.
And I need to see you in the flesh. And then, of course, COVID came along and none of us could meet anyone. And I think we all just got so used to the flexibility and the convenience of working from wherever you wanted that I don't think anyone wants to go back to the old way. It's just so many people in the last couple of years have just grabbed on to the whole idea of digital marketing and what's possible with just sharing their knowledge and creating online courses without any formal qualifications. It's this whole new world that's open to everybody, and it just is going from strength to strength, really. It's exploding.
Yeah, absolutely. And tell me, what do you like about the platform that we both use and love? Tell me what you like about Kajabi, and what does Kajabi make possible for people who are interested in online courses?
Yeah, there are so many platforms out there now, and I've tried a lot of them. Kajabi's obviously not the cheapest, not the most expensive, but it's not the cheapest.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things where you get what you pay for, isn't it? It's like, there's got to be something cheaper around. I've tried so many of the cheap ones and just come back to Kajabi because it really is, for the most part, an all-in-one platform. It replaces any need for a marketing email system, and they've just now introduced live videos. So one day, hopefully, you won't need your Zoom subscription. It's got all your funnels, your website hosting, so you don't need a horrible WordPress site. It's just, it's just everything in one and easy. If you're not a techie person, then it is like anything, I think a bit of a steep learning curve when you first get started. But once it clicks, even now I go and have a look at the newer platforms entering the market, and I think okay, they've got like a million bells and whistles, but how complicated are they? You know, just the setup. I'm like, no. Kajabi is the most intuitive platform out there for this sort of stuff. But I also think, as well as the platform, the community is just the best. You know,
Yes.
you get into their Facebook group and it's just so inspiring and motivating to be among all these other people who are doing, you know, similar things, and they're all so encouraging. So for me, just the culture combined with the platform makes it perfect.
Yeah, I always see you in that Facebook group. I always see your name or someone talking about you, and I think, oh, good for you, Meg. You're a giver.
It's time to get in there anymore. You get in
Yeah.
there and you start reading everyone's success stories, and before you know it, you've been there for like 2 hours. It's like, okay, I've just lost half my day. It's time to get out of here.
Now, something I hear people say to me, you know, quite often is, I'm new to online course creation. I don't have my course created yet. I'm in the process of doing that. You know, these brand new newbies. Kajabi is expensive. What can I do until I earn the money to get onto Kajabi? Should I have a Dropbox and send people a link, or should I just go ahead with Kajabi and it will build it and they will come? And it's like, which do you put first? Pay for the right platform and give a good user experience, or get by?
I think for me, that would depend on how far away you think your program is ready to sell.
Yeah.
You know, because a lot of people put so much emphasis on growing their list, and they grow it so far in advance of when their program is going to be ready to sell that their list is sort of dead by the time they are actually ready to do anything with it.
Oh, no.
It's gone stale, you know, and then you're sort of thinking, how do I re-engage these people, you know, who haven't heard from me for the last 8 months? So I think it does come down to a matter of timing. If you do have, you know, a lead magnet that's ready to go, and you've got a program that you believe is going to be ready to sell in the next 3 months, then I think I would just take a leap of faith and jump into Kajabi and set it up with that great user experience, so that from the get-go, you know, you're collecting everyone's details, you've got them in a nurture email sequence, they're hearing from you regularly, and then, you know, it doesn't come as a big surprise when you tell them about your wonderful program that's now up for sale.
Perfect. Good advice. Very good. That's better than what I've been saying. I'm going to refer people back to this recording to what Meg said. Not what Megan said, but Meg. She was right. And when someone is wanting to, you know, get started on Kajabi, what are some of the things they need to be thinking about that they need?
Look, I mean, some people go down a sort of hybrid route where they keep their website somewhere else, like Squarespace or WordPress or somewhere, and just use Kajabi for, you know, courses and membership hosting.
Sure.
And you can do that. I would say that is like the quick setup if you've already got a website that's working well for you. But then, of course, it means that you're like having to maintain 2 different platforms. So, you know, I got to log into WordPress to make changes to my homepage, and then I got to log into Kajabi to, you know, go and do the other stuff. And because Kajabi has that functionality to be all in one, with me, I would just build my website on Kajabi and have my courses and memberships in the one spot. But I think it doesn't need to be overly convoluted, and it doesn't need to be, you know, a ginormous website of 1 million pages to get you up and running. I know it's like so many of people, clients, students that I see over the years, they don't want to sell their program until they've got this finished, polished, extensive website. And I think you don't need all that stuff. You know, maybe an about page would be great because everyone's always curious. And a bit of a homepage would be good. But other than that, really the program pages, the funnels that you're going to be building, the registration for your webinar, those sort of funnel pages are so much more important. And there's a million templates out there that you can get to sort of get you set up in no time at all. Kajabi's got inbuilt templates for you to just pick and choose from. There's a marketplace out there of 1 million templates if you want to buy one. But really, with the help of a template and a few hours and maybe a slightly creative bone in your body, then it doesn't take that long to get it set up. I mean, for me, Kajabi and Canva are like the two things that are always open on my computer. Could not live without Kajabi and Canva.
And I was having a conversation with someone last year and they said, look, I've got 18 different products and the priority for me is having a funnel for each of those products. Tell me your thoughts around having a simple business model. And starting off with
somebody,
simplicity.
Megan, I won't name anyone in case they listen to this afterwards, but it's with so many of my students are saying, you guys, you've just got to start, choose one thing, it's like go with the path of least resistance and then put it out there, sell it. It's just, I have this one student who just when you think she's about to sell this course she's been working on, she says, oh, before I can sell that one, I'm first going to go and build this one, and she just builds course after course after course without putting anything out there for sale. And I think, oh, it's not the way, just create your first product, put it out there, get the feedback, and based on that feedback and what your first group of students tell you, you'll be able to then work out what is the next thing to create. But, people do make things overly complicated and there's so much like money to be made with just keeping it simple, like a small offer, like a $27 little tripwire, then maybe a mini course, introductory course, then perhaps your high ticket, signature program, a couple of $1,000. If you just stuck to those, you would remove a lot of stress. Your customers wouldn't be confused. You come to these websites that have got like a million things on offer and it's like, whew, okay, immediate overwhelm, I'm out of here.
Absolutely.
So it needs to be simple and straightforward.
Yes, well said. Hooray, hooray. Okay, so
I'll get off my high horse now.
No, I love it. And now I want you to tell us about templates. So you sell templates. Now, someone who's brand new to Kajabi is going, template, okay, like a Microsoft Word template, PowerPoint template. What is a Kajabi template? Give us the absolute beginner explanation.
All right. So the templates that I do are website templates. So that's like a template for your homepage, your about page, your work with me page, your sales page, your webinar page. And I design them so that you get like an end-to-end look and feel for your website. Every page you could possibly need, probably. It's probably there's a couple I could still add, but mostly everything's in there. Then there's also out there, you could get templates for your courses and memberships. I don't do those, but for anyone out there who is looking to make their membership look amazing, go and have a look at Penny in Your Pocket, another Australian who designs the most beautiful product templates. So there's templates for both. There's templates for products and there is templates for websites. Okay. And they just save you so much time. I mean, you do need some Canva skills to be able to change the colors, size your images, that sort of stuff. But if you're pretty handy with Canva or you know someone who is, and you can, you've got your Kajabi platform and you can pretty much have a brand new website set up in a matter of days. Rather than, if you start from just a blank canvas with no design skills, it's going to take you like weeks. And then even then you're going to be looking at it thinking, I don't feel it doesn't make me look very professional, does it? It's,
look like a school project.
Yeah, that's right. Which is not to say that someone's course isn't going to be amazing if their website is not particularly attractive. But these days, people just sort of subconsciously judge you from the minute they hop onto your website. And if it doesn't look professional and if the branding, isn't quite nice, they just click away. So you have to capture them with that first impression.
Very harsh. I always say that to my clients. Your clinical expertise and prowess is being gauged by the professionalism of your website, which seems so counterintuitive, but there we have it. So that's great for the DIYers and the tinkerers who are happy, who have got a good tech growth mindset and can go in and say, yep, I can get one of Meg's templates and I'm comfortable changing the colours and putting my own photos in. What about the folks who are a bit more, prefer to be tech hands off for reasons of busyness or fear or whatever that trigger is?
Yeah.
What can you recommend for those people that's in and around your wheelhouse?
Yep. So, well, I mean, I think it is a good idea to have a good understanding of the tech before you outsource it. And I always encourage people, before you start outsourcing to freelancers, every single thing on your Kajabi site, at least get the basics down.
Yes.
Now, for anyone who does end up with one of my template packs, I include 30 days access to my Kajabi training. And if you just went through the foundational stuff, you'd be miles ahead of most. At least you would comprehend what the platform can do and how it fits together, even if you don't want to do it yourself.
Yes.
And then if you want some help, customizing templates or designing a site from scratch, then I mentor a group of lovely ladies, all ladies at this point, not to say we'll never have any men, but all ladies. It's called the Heart-Centered Apprentice. And so we have all these ladies going through a 12-month apprenticeship program, and they're Kajabi specialists, and they each have their own superpowers and very used to creating Kajabi websites and automations, putting funnels together and writing emails and all the stuff. So I would send them in the direction of that Heart-Centered Apprentice directory, which if anyone's Googling that, centered is spelt the American way, which it didn't used to be, but I partnered with a lovely lady in America to create this program, and we ended up going with the American spelling. So
fair enough.
Yeah.
Heart-Centered Apprentice, centered TRED.
Centered ERED.
Yep. ERED. Okay, got it. Right.
R-E-D, yeah, heartcenteredapprentice.com.
Okay, fantastic. I'll put a link below where we're talking as well. Brilliant. Okay, that's such a huge relief, I'm sure, for so many people listening going, that's great, but I'm building my course, I've got my email list, then I've got a launch, and I've also got my current website. For a lot of my clients, they've got practice management software, and now suddenly people are talking about Canva, and it's a lot. Like, it's very overwhelming, those steps. And I know I probably struggle with all of that stuff for about 12, 18 months just going. And a few years ago, there wasn't as many people around helping, and which is no doubt why you've got your Heart-Centered Apprentices, because then we can have
there's
access.
a huge demand for them, but we also found that there are a lot of people out there calling themselves Kajabi specialists or Kajabi experts and just delivering such terrible work, or these horror stories in the industry of, I just paid $3,000 to someone and then now they're ghosting me, and we're like, we hear these stories all the time. We've got to do something about this. We need just a group of reliable people that apply, we handpick them, we train them up, and we know they'll do a good job. So that's really how it came to be. But yes, the industry, it's just, as I mentioned, it's exploding. So there's so much work that we do need like a big number of people who can help.
Yes, fantastic idea. And so as we start to wrap up, tell me, what's your top three? I want to kind of give pearls of wisdom for someone who is new to course creation.
All right. I think point one or tip one will be just start. It's so easy to get in your own way and to hide behind so many things that are not important, like having the extensive website or having polished, edited videos that are ready to go, and it's you wait for all these things to be in place before you're willing to tell anyone that you actually have this program available. And I think so many people do it backwards. It's for my students, I say, guys, you don't have to have the course like recorded when you sell it. You don't have to have an extensive website. You have to have a sales page. You have to have a good freebie that warms up people before the sales page. And maybe it's a webinar, maybe it's just a download.
Checklist.
And then once they join your program, give yourself a couple of weeks buffer so that you can at least get module 1 recorded. But, don't feel that you have to have all 8 modules recorded before you put it up for sale. Just start. You'll be amazed how motivating it is to get your program recorded after people have joined your program,
Oh, yeah.
It's like, I've got to just get my skates on here. So tip 1, to start.
Yep.
Tip 2, I would say if you are going to you're preparing for a launch, I would say always give yourself double the amount of time that you think you need.
Amen.
I work with a lot of people who say to me, oh, okay, well, I'm just going to build my website and then I'm going to like sell my course and we're going to start in the next, I'm going to start running the course in like 3 weeks. It's like,
nope.
What? It's just, even if I could get you your website and your funnels and your course and everything ready to go in 3 weeks, how much time are you giving yourself to market it? People need to be hearing about you. You need that runway. You
Lead
need to
them.
be talking to people, writing blogs, turning up on lives, doing all the things. And that runway period, people always cut themselves short. It's like, just give yourself twice as long as you think you need.
Yes.
So, don't want to dishearten anyone, but this stuff does take time. And if you don't give yourself any marketing runway, then you sort of wonder why you've only got like 1 or 2 students who signed up to your program. And it's like, well,
you didn't tell anyone. Yeah.
Tell anyone. My point number 3 would be to build your programs, like the model of program and your launch style around your personality and your lifestyle, and things like your time availability. There are so many people out there who are like, you need to launch this with a webinar. And, the creators are like, well, I hate the idea of live video. This is just making my stomach churn. It's like, well, if it's going to, cause you a nervous breakdown, do launch with a webinar. There's plenty of other ways to launch, or you need to run a membership. It's like, well, do you want to be locked into an open-ended membership where you're creating content every week or month forever? It's like, well,
on Christmas Day.
Pick the model and the strategy that actually works for you, because there's plenty out there, and you don't need to be doing whatever the latest guru told you to do. You'll find your own way, your own groove.
And they're beautiful pearls. I would add one more, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on this one, is choose the topic that's got high enough desirability, but more importantly, enough audience willing to pay. Don't chase a free audience.
Yeah, that's good. And I think on that, especially when you're coming up with freebies and things, I know it's like, how many tips you got? But
more pearls.
Yeah, more pearls. But I say, if you're going to design a freebie, aim the freebie at the beginners in that niche, in that market, because there's so many more beginners out there looking for help. Once you get started and you don't consider yourself a beginner anymore, and you've been doing whatever it is for, a year plus, you sort of already know like the courses that you want to join and the people you want to follow, and you're not actively on social media looking for that initial help. So you have this much bigger pool of beginners looking for stuff. So don't create a lead magnet that's targeting people who are not beginner level.
Yes, that's such good. I like that one. I really like that a lot, because I think a lot of people who are listening to this interview are, super highly intelligent people, academics, spend a lot of time at university. It's a real challenge to go back to the absolute baby steps of something. The other challenge is overstuffing, because there is so much wisdom pouring out of these amazing people that it's like, break it. I always say, maybe the client doesn't want a metabolic reset. They just want to fit into their jeans next week for a high school reunion.
Yeah, absolutely. And they do say, they say in this industry, like, aim it at the grade 3 people, who would understand. And I do read with my students a lot of, lead magnets or sales pages that talk about something that I'm like, I don't even know what that means. Guys, can you just can you translate that for me into, layman's speak?
Yes, layperson.
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. Meg, was there anything you wanted me to ask that I haven't, or any other tips or thoughts?
I don't think so, but it's been a pleasure hanging out with you, Megan.
Absolutely. Yes. Yeah. And so tell us, for people who are interested, so we're going to put the link below to the Heart-Centered Apprentices, and also to your templates if people want to find out more about that.
I also have a pretty, for people who are sort of wondering, what model of program to create. I have quite a useful quiz that, 7 questions that will sort of lead you to a few suggestions around programs you could, consider creating and the launch strategies that go with them. So I might get them off to just a quick start, a bit of a shortcut if they're sort of wondering where to from here.
I love it. Thank you so much, Meg. It's been very generous and very helpful. And it's just so exciting to hear another person doing amazing work in this space and the huge opportunities that can come through an online course. It's certainly not saturated. There's plenty of scope, plenty of room for everyone, isn't there? The grass is still very green.
I did wonder in the beginning when I first started, it's like, is the market saturated? Or I'd work with a client and I'd think, is there really a market for that? But I've seen over the years, there is literally a market for everything. And pretty much everyone, because you'll find an audience who just resonates with you and your personality. But I've seen courses on, students in my program now are doing everything from astrology to career coaching to just whatever, dog training.
Dog training. I was going to say there's so many dog training courses.
You can do that online, but apparently you can.
I love it. And they go, I run a 7-figure dog training business. And you're like, okay, great. Go you. Like this, I love this notion of create your life. Like this is such a great way to do that. Like what fires you up and what lights you up. And then, we've never had that.
Passionate about and then just share it with others. It's only got to be
so cool. We could talk all day, all night. I love it. Thank you, Meg.
10 more tips, but we won't.
So good. Next time, 10 more tips. All right. Thanks so much, Meg. It's been fantastic. We'll talk to you soon.
Pleasure talking to you. Thanks, Megan.
Bye.
See you. Bye.